I've never seen myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is I'm willing to die in the process of acquiring skill.
I realized that to have the level of success that I want to have, it's difficult to spread it out and do multiple things. You know, it's in order to be world class, and I've made a decision. I want to be world class. Working on your body is the beginning of everything. You know, your mind starts to work better. You're the better husband, a better father, a better friend, and life is just better.
Because it's like I'm from Philly, right? So during that time in Philly, it was Joe Frazier and Rocky. So a fist fight was common. So you grew up like, right. You grew up. Chuck D used to, he called it Pug City. He's like Pug City. He's like Chuck was like, damn, you can't go to Philly without getting in a fight. Right. So it's like I grew up in that. So for me to, it was always difficult for people, you know, to say I was soft and I was, you know, my music was cotton candy and all of that. So I always wanted to fight to try to prove myself. But fighting yourself to maintain positivity is the hardest fight you ever gonna have, right? And it's like that struggle to just stay my course, to, you know, be the person in the world that I wanted to be, no matter what people said. And it was, I started to call it offensive positivity, right? Like, you know, I wasn't gonna be on defense with my positivity. I was gonna be on offense with it. I was just having a debate with a friend of mine, and we got stuck on the difference between fault and responsibility. She kept talking about how something was somebody's fault. It's somebody's fault. I was like, it don't matter whose fault it is that something is broken if it's your responsibility to fix it. For example, it's not somebody's fault if their father was an abusive alcoholic, but it's for damn sure their responsibility to figure out how they're going to deal with those traumas and try to make a life out of it. It's not your fault if your partner cheated and ruined your marriage, but it is for damn sure your responsibility to figure out how to take that pain and how to overcome that and build a happy life for yourself. And responsibility do not go together. It sucks, but they don't. When something is somebody's fault, we want them to suffer. We want them punished. We want them to pay. We want it to be their responsibility to fix it, but that's not how it works, especially when it's your heart. Your heart, your life, your happiness is your responsibility and your responsibility alone. As long as we're pointing the finger and stuck in whose fault something is, we're jammed and trapped into victim mode. When you're in victim mode, you are stuck in suffering. The road to power is in taking responsibility. Your heart, your life, your happiness is your responsibility and your responsibility alone. But that was like when I moved into acting, that was the first time I started applying skill to my talents, right? And you know, I look at skill and talent separately. Like, Pete, you're born with talent. You know, it's like there's certain things that you just do naturally. You were gifted with a talent and you have it. Excel is I'm willing to die in the process of acquiring skill. Like, it's, you know, when I put my obsessive mind on something, I'm just dying. Yeah, right, exactly. It's
You're
like,
not gonna outwork you. You also say ridiculous and sickening work ethic.
Sickening work ethic, exactly. It's like, you know, so for me, to be a movie star was the first thing that I ever really wanted like that and set my
You was like Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Bruce Willis.
All of them.
Anytime I put something in the world, I'm always connecting to an idea. I'm always asked, why am I making this? Why? So I'm putting this out in the world. Why? So with concussion, Dr. Bennett Omalu was deeply connected to tell the truth. And he said that truth doesn't have a side. And that's what he kept saying. I thought that was such a powerful idea. That there, you know, whose side are you on? Are you a Republican or a Democrat? I'm trying to tell the truth. the truth doesn't have a side.
And, you know, when I started, the only way to be a movie star was through distance and mystery and mystique, right? That was the way, is that, you know,
down, it's supposed to be.
you could see me on July 4th in the movie theater, or you're not gonna see me.
The question isn't, can you handle the situation? The question is, can you handle your mind? Can you manage the thoughts and the emotions that are trying to poison your progress?
You know, growing up, my mother and father and grandmother demanded no less of me than to represent the family every time I stepped out in a way that was helpful to others.
If you're scared, you can't see beauty. Right? Fear kills your ability to see beauty. You have to get beyond fear, back to a comfortable space before you can even start looking around.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
for the first like 10 minutes,
you don't see
I was
nothing.
like, I'm tripping, and then I got to look around.
Fear ruins life.
I believe, and I learned very young from my parents, absolutely, that you don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. There will not be one brick on the face of the earth that's going to be laid better than this brick that I'm going to lay in this next 10 minutes. And you do that every single day. And soon you have a wall.